We can go live. Hello YouTube. I was having technical difficulties, but am I surprised it is Mercury retrograde? Um, how are we going? I'm also going live on TikTok. I'm enjoying these daily lives we're doing. I'm going to be talking about how to feel into abundance, how to feel rich, even if your bank account doesn't show it, even if you feel that you're struggling with your money mindset. This is for all my high achievers who you do make money, you have an income, but something inside of you, you still feel like guilty when you spend money on yourself, when you spend money in general, even if you actually really need something, like it's like you need to pay for an electricity bill and you feel guilty for spending money, but you also feel this scarcity, like when am I going to get more money back? Or oh my God, I'm spending money again. And so this isn't for you if you're like, you aren't making any money whatsoever, right? I'm talking to more of the women out there, the high achievers. You just still have this feeling of anxiousness. You still have this attachment to money. You can't quite detach from money and abundance. I want to talk about them together because I don't want you just to think that this is just about having money in your bank account or cash in hand. The abundance aspect of this as well is, remember that abundance is overflow in anything in your life. You could quite literally feel abundant in relationships, abundant in materialistic items, abundant in experiences and opportunities, but these all stem from having an abundance mindset. So I'm going to be talking about them like they're the same. So if you're watching this and you're like, how do I tap into that feeling? The first thing that I want you to understand is the more relevant that you make, if we talk specifically about money, and I want you to keep in mind, even though I'm talking about money, we are talking about abundance mindset. So if you don't want to use money as an example for yourself, then what you can do is just like insert. So if you're trying to manifest a car or a relationship or a house, like just insert whatever fits for you. But I'm going to be talking about money. Any questions over here from TikTok? Any of you? Hello, everyone joining live on YouTube. Anyone joining live, put a question in as well. The more relevant that you make your money goal, the more that you are putting it up on this pedestal where it seems further and further away. I think a lot of people think if they fixate like with this attached energy on their money goal, that it's going to bring them closer. But the more relevant that you make a goal in your life, like you need it, like it's a survival, the more that you actually have it on the pedestal. Now, something that I teach all of my clients is the emotional matrix. So we always want to reach neutrality when it comes to our feelings, when it comes to our emotions. Do you feel like you sometimes are living on this roller coaster of emotions when it comes to money? Like sometimes you can feel really, really abundant, and then something can happen like an unexpected bill, and then all of a sudden the roller coaster drops down and you're feeling like all over the place, right? This is where I teach with all of my clients the roller coaster of emotions and how to neutralize that. If you struggle to neutralize your emotions, and this live is definitely for you. But I also have my 4-week program open, Match for Money. This is all about how you can become a match for money, how you can attract money effortlessly, regardless of your career, regardless of your job. It's all about the energetics and the practicality. So this is kind of like, this live is an insight in exactly what I'm going to be teaching you and what the Q&As are all for. So as I was saying, the more relevant that you make your money goal, that number, whether it is $100, $10,000, $100,000, the more relevant that you make that you need that, like you're in this survival mode, like you have to have that. Let's say you're in business and it's like you have to have a $10,000 month. Like you're like, that's it. That's the goal. That's going to make me feel successful. That's going to make me feel good about my life. Or maybe you're in your career and it's like, if I don't get that pay rise to take me into the next tax bracket, then like I'm not relevant. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Like I'm not going to have a good life. So that's what I mean by like relevant when it comes to money goals. And we put it on a pedestal, which, coming back to the emotional matrix and what we're going to speak about neutrality, is up here. So the fantasy. Right? When it comes to the emotional matrix, the neutrality part, we have fantasy up top, and then we have the fear zone. Now, a lot of women that I work with, high achieving women, the roller coaster of emotions means that they are fluctuating between the fantasy land, putting something on a pedestal, into the fear land where it's like you're fearful, you're anxious, you're worried, you're in that constant state of doubt. And so I want you just right now, before I continue, just check in with your emotional state when it comes to money, when it comes to abundance. And like I said, this whole live is basically giving you an insight. I think it's pillar 2 in Match for Money, my group program. We start in about a week's time, if I got the dates right, about a week's time. But this is like giving you like a true insight. And so where are you? Maybe today you feel really, really good. Maybe you got your pay last night, or maybe you got a big pay from a client and you're feeling good, but you're still in the fantasy because you're like, oh, I feel better because I've got that pay, or I feel better because finally, my friend finally paid me back. Or maybe you're down here, you're in the fear where it's like, oh God, I just spent all my money last night on makeup trying to make myself feel better, and I wasn't emotionally balanced. And now I'm in the fearful because I know I have bills coming out. And like I said, this live and my work is for the women, the high achieving women. You're already making money. You just have a relationship with money that isn't very balanced, that isn't very neutral. So, two things I want to bring into your awareness. Number one, how relevant are you making your money goal? Because you've probably got it on a pedestal and you're nowhere near neutral. The second thing is feeling into, we're going to kind of go back and forth. So stick with me here, because I promise you this whole live alone will really, if you do it properly, it will really upgrade your relationship with money. If you achieve that money goal, like what does that look like to you? I want you to kind of step out of the money goal. If you're sitting here and you're like, I want $10,000 a month to my business, or I need to get that promotion so I'm in the next tax bracket, or I need this amount of money. What does that actually mean to you? When people tell me they want to be rich and they want to be abundant, what does that actually mean? What's the next level to that? That $10,000 a month in business, does that mean that you want to be able to book a trip every month? That promotion at work, does that mean that you're going to be able to get that luxury car that's been on your vision board? Does it mean you're going to be able to help your parents like put away money and help them retire? Does it mean that you are going to be able to put money into investments? Does it mean that when you do go flying, you can upgrade to business class? Or maybe it means for you that you love handbags, and so having more money, that $10,000 a month, that promotion at work, whatever fits you, it means, oh, I love handbags, which means every couple of months, I actually can upgrade my handbag collection. I don't have to feel bad about it, or I don't have to feel like I have to save for years and years and years. So I really want you to get specific with yourself. And this is what I do with my clients, on what that amount of money, like, what does it actually mean to you? Because it's not just money. It's not just about being rich. Like, it's not, oh my God, cool, I'm rich, look at all this money. It's giving you something that you truly desire. Now, the key here is not attaching to it, but being able to tap into that feeling of already having it. And like I said, stick with me, because we're going to go a little bit back and forth of already having it. And like, what would it feel like to have that $10,000 month? Then you go to what that $10,000 month actually means to you. It means upgrading your bag collection. It means upgrading to business class. It means putting more money into your investments. It means saving for your dream house, or buying a brand new bed, like brand new furniture, painting, like whatever you love. What does it feel like to already have that? Stick with it. So right now, think about what that actually means. Just choose one now until you get better at doing this process. And then you can kind of replicate it over the different things that you desire. Does it mean that you can go on an international trip every quarter? Anchor into that feeling. What does it feel like to already have achieved that and have that? Is it exciting for you? Do you feel love? Do you feel gratitude? Do you feel blessed? Like, what is the actual feeling? If you had that new Prada handbag and you got to have a new one every single quarter because you earned the money to be able to do that, what does that feel like? If you were able to go on a trip every other month and be able to upgrade yourself to business class, what does that feel like right now? If you were able to say yes to going out to dinner every single week with your friends, and even a couple of weeks you can shout your friends and it means nothing, like it means something, but I mean, like, you're not like, oh, I can't ever shout my friends because you're like, I'm poor or things are too expensive. Like, that's a poor mindset, quite literally a poor mindset to have. But what it would have mean to you to be able to go out to dinner with your friends and you can shout them because you have that funds, you have changed your relationship with money. Anchor into that feeling right now. Feel it in your heart space. And then the quicker, this is the trick. Like, I'm quite literally teaching you something that's going to be in my money program, but I feel like everyone needs to listen to this. The trick is, how fast can you get from that feeling? Like, anchor in, what is it? You can upgrade to business class. You've got that new Prada handbag. How quick can you transmute those feelings into neutrality? This goes back to exactly what I was saying of the emotional matrix, what I teach my clients. If you're making it so relevant that you're in the fantasy world, or you're living in fear and the scarcity and worry, see how you're bouncing up and down, you're rolling that roller coaster. Middle ground, neutrality, equilibrium, emotional balance with your emotions, that is what attracts money. Being at a neutral, right? This is how I explained it exactly to my this is exactly how I explained it to my clients, right? I'm going to give it to you. So I said to my clients, if I this is neutral. I said, the way that I experience, I can tap into that neutral feeling. Like, I understand what it means. I'm nearly 31 in like 2 months. And if I think back to my boyfriend I had when I'm 15, there is no hate, there is no love, there is no sadness, there is no happiness. It just, there's nothing circulating in my body. On a scale of 1 to 10 of emotions, it's neutral, it's 0. It doesn't mean like I feel nothing. Don't get this. And I explain this in my mastermind, my Will Mastering Mastermind with my clients. It's not about numbing your feelings, because a lot of people do that and think they're fine. No. When you do this work correctly, and especially when it comes to money, and stick with me because this example will be relevant, but when you do this with money and you feel like that, like, I want you to think of something where you truly just look at and you feel neutral. Like, you feel nothing. And I don't mean nothing like, oh my God, I hate that. Like, I don't feel nothing about you and I'm numb. No. Someone on TikTok here said growth, and that's part of it. It's like, that's the feeling I have. Now, relating it back to what I'm teaching you about money, that's where I need you to get from understanding what money means to you, what it looks like, that upgrade, for example, the upgrade to business class flights whenever you want, and then transmuting that to neutralization. Okay, Jess, so how do you neutralize? How do you get there? You need to be able to look at the benefits and drawbacks. This is a really simplistic view. Like I said, this is all in Match for Money. And if you're loving this, you want to learn more, you want to ask questions, come and join. Show notes below in my link in bio for all my Instagram and TikTok. The link for Match for Money. But you need to be able to understand the benefits and the drawbacks of having the perceived thing that is you're perceiving as going to make you feel rich, that's going to make you feel abundant. And I don't mean like, okay, if we're going with the example, business class flights, benefits, I get to fly business class, I get good food, I get to go in the lounge, drawbacks, spending money, whatever it may be. Like, you need to run through it until you actually see all sides of the coin. This is what neutrality is. And you need to gauge it by asking yourself from 1 to 10. Like, are you actually, you know what my favorite thing to do is? Blocking people on TikTok who have this like stupid mentality. Being able to see the coin for what it is. If I asked you how this makes you feel out of 1 to 10, out of excited or fearful on both sides, so the benefits and drawbacks, if you were even a 2, you're not neutral. It takes work. And like I said, this is just like a small little insight into what I teach. Not only in Match for Money, this comes into, like, I had this conversation with my masterminders, have these with my one-on-ones, but this is like a specific thing that will be taught in Match for Money. So your goal is to not make your money goal relevant. It's to feel into it and feel like, yep, it's done. That connects to me. That's my authentic self. That's my aligned self. And then to neutralize it. Because when you have something, it's neutral. You have it. It's like, for example, my MacBook, what I'm going live on right here. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not fixating on it every day. Like, it's neutral to me now because I have it. I know it's here. And this is how you need to bring into the fact. Am I grateful that I have this? Of course. Do I love it? Of course. But I'm also like, it's like an indifferent, equal feeling. It's like it's here. And the more that you are able to tap into that when it comes to a money abundant mindset, the quicker you can close the gap between what you desire and actually having that desire. And so stop making your money goals and whatever that to get that money, whatever that means to you. Again, just going back to the start, if you have a money goal of wanting to make $10,000 a month in your business, and that means you can go on an international trip every quarter, like you need to get specific with yourself of why you want that. It's yes, feeling into it's already here and done. But when you feel into the great gratitude and you feel into the love and the excitement, if it's already done, you're neutral because it's already done. And this is where most people struggle, and it feels like a grind, and it feels like you need to think all like positive and happy, happy, happy about money and abundance and getting the things that you desire. But when you create it, and there's like tools that I teach inside of all of my containers and with all of my frameworks with my clients and myself, Match for Money is something that has been in the works to create over the past 4 or 5 years because I wanted to not get it right in a perfectionist way, but I really wanted to practice what I preach and also have my clients. Like my clients create such insane results. One of my clients in her career, her job, not business, made $35,000 in 3 days. Another one of my clients in her career had a $52,000 salary increase. $52,000, not a grand, not 2 grand. A lot of my clients are scaling into now 6-figure businesses where they started with nothing. Other of my clients, other money wins is being able to take their family on holiday, is be able to pay to take their partner to dinner and not have to transfer from their savings. When you change the relationship you have with money, you change the relationship you have with the opportunities in life. You change the relationship that you have with what you are able to experience. People make money so relevant, but what you need to make relevant is what is my relationship with abundance? What am I really learning about myself? What am I bringing into my life? And the quicker that you can neutralize that, the quicker that you can dissolve timelines and you can bring in exactly what you want. And remember, it doesn't always mean like just because you want that $10,000 a month because you want to go on an international trip, it doesn't mean that that international trip every quarter might come in a form of a sponsorship or a birthday present. Remember that. So take this away, go start to think about it, start to action it. If you want to learn more, if you actually want to get on a Q&A with me, join Match for Money. You can ask all of the questions. We can workshop for your specific place of where you're at. And like I said, it's for high achieving women. You're already making money, but you don't have the best relationship with it. You don't have the best relationship with abundance. And it's like, even though you know you have the money in your account to pay for your next phone bill, it still stresses you out. Or even though you know that you could make your way towards paying for a family dinner, it still gives you anxiety and this feeling of unworthiness. Like, am I going to make enough money for this lifetime? It's all about changing that. And it's a focus on the energetics and the practicality, because over here, and what we do, it's all about the practicality. I hope that you've enjoyed this. If there's any questions, slide into my DMs on Instagram at Jess Pinili, or show notes below over on TikTok, link in bio, Instagram, link in bio. And I hope to see you inside because it's going to be so much fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye, YouTube. And bye, TikTok.